What's going on, guys? Chase Daniel here. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to my YouTube channel. And PrizePicks for us has been so money all year long, guys. And listen, I know some of you have already been eliminated from some of your fantasy football teams. However, the fun doesn't have to stop. Why don't you hop on PrizePicks, enjoy week 14 and some locks I have. I'm going to continue believing in Shadeur Sanders and the Browns this week. So we're going to keep rolling with him specifically. Give me the more on passing yards for Shedeur, Harold Fannin receptions more, and give me the other rookie, Cam Ward, more on passing yards as well in the Tennessee-Cleveland game next week. Remember, guys, $50 in free lineups with code CHASE. That's all it is, just code CHASE. When you guys play your first $5 lineup, that link is also in the description box below. Let's go win. All right, Shedeur Sanders, man. Didn't think he played as well as he did last week, but also this San Francisco 49ers defensive front, they brought a lot of different pressures. They gave him a lot of different looks. I mean, look at this. There's 8-9 guys within blitzing. So this offensive line, I don't think that they played great. And I honestly, Shedeur, you're going to see running. Did he not? It's up for you to say. But here's my thing. Judy's sideline interaction with him where he went over there and was in his face, I don't think that's great, especially for a rookie quarterback to have to deal with. Shedeur here does a nice job of sort of buying time. Here's what's going to happen, right? You're going to run a through route. You want to take this safety out of there. This is 18 yards, and you can hit it versus man-to-man coverage. If you have man-to-man, you can do it, right? You have an out route right here. This is free access only. So if Shedeur wants to throw it, make sure he's off. He could have taken that. And then the number one receiver in this entire thing, it is Jerry Jeudy. He's going to go out and then break in. I think he has maybe an option route. He can sit or break in. And so you want to read it high to low, right? 1 to 2. Pretty simple. They give him simple reads all day long. And Shedeur, for the most part, threw for a lot of passing yards, but here's one where they're doing, right? This is difficult. So they got 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, but they're dropping both ends and they're blitzing down the middle. Something that isn't too familiar, and they just tried to do what the Ravens did to Shedeur and throw the kitchen sink at him a couple weeks ago, right? If you're there, you might be able to throw this there, but everything is covered. So what do you do when everything's covered? You buy some time, right? And just a missed throw right here. And look, I don't know if Jeudy stopped running right here. He's running pretty high, but anytime there's 2 guys in the same area, it's just not good. I thought Shedeur did a good job. He's moving a little bit. He sees this. He's moving a little bit this way. I just want him to see him come back and go straight. That's all it is. You get your back out, right? That's a good pocket. I mean, 55 right here. Complete pancake. But that's it right there. That's where you want to hit. And, man, if he hits that, I wonder how different this game is. Honestly, it's just throws it too far. I don't think, it's anyone's fault. However, you got to hit this, right? You got to hit this. They're just not on the same page. They haven't played enough. His angle's going this way, and Jerry Jeudy throws it that. All right, next play right here, 2nd and 8. All right, and they're getting in field goal range, and a lot of times in this field goal range stuff, Shedeur did take a few sacks. That's open, right? That's open right there. You got to throw it. And I don't know if he didn't see it because anyone's blocking, but that is absolutely open. Let's let it play out. Right, you move around, you do a little bit of stuff, and just not a good throw. Here's what they're trying to do right here. I actually really like this. You start in a 3-by-1 formation all the way down here, and you're going to motion him over to be the go route. And then what we're going to have here is called a sail route. Sail the over, sail, S-E-L-L, sail the over route, then sail, S-I-S-A-I-L, spelling test, right there and sit into the zone. And then you're going to have that's the route right there. You're going to have an in route. So you want to go 1 to the sail, 2 to the flat, 3 right here. It's a pure progression read. It's a very, very good play design. And this one, for sure, Shedeur just misses it. I mean, he's got to see this. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a clean pocket. I like the fact that they move the pocket a little bit right this way to try and get these guys there. But in between there, that dude's open. Got to hit it. And a really nice play versus quarters because you get your speed and your best guy on the safety. He's got to say, hey, I don't want to get run by. Right there is open. We'll see from Shedeur's view on what he saw. But this is a big play right here. Then they bring their guys in. So you're going to fake it. You're going to half roll, and that half roll will get these guys just to go a little bit that way. But more importantly, I like how they're formatting it to get 27 on Jerry Jeudy, right? Just doing that right there moves him. He's looking right at him, and he's settling versus zone. And I don't know if this was it where, Jeudy got, but you're going to see over time, right? You got to get him the football, but also don't show your quarterback up. Just not see. Let's see him again from this view, right? Let's see where his eyes are. His eyes are everything. 27, remember, he's the key. Judy's coming at him, selling the sail route right there. Boom, right there. Let that thing go, right? His eyes are looking at the corner outside, and then goes to him. Got to let it throw. Got to get it going. High throw right there is fine. He would have get blown up. All right, next play right here, 2nd and 11. All right, what are they doing defensively? Right? Are they playing man? Are they not? If you know it's man-to-man, which I think it is right here, what is your man beater? There's a free safety high. Hey, if something's not open, I can take off and run. I can do all this stuff. Okay? And this was a little bit of interesting luck that this wasn't intercepted. I mean, they're just running 4 verticals. The right tackle is pretty soft on there, but it's a big play down the middle of the field. And what they're doing, if you know it's man-to-man, right, you're running a all-go special route, which means a dropout. It's just 4 verticals with a dropout to the field, meaning a comeback. Here's where you want to start. If you know it's man-to-man, here's where you want to start. You want to start on the middle seam right here, and then you want to go to this seam down to the back. That's it. If you want a one-on-one matchup right here, you can absolutely take that. That's an alert. So that should be your read. Here's what happens, right? 44 is open. I thought he should have thrown this first. That has your best chance at being able to catch and run. They're both running comebacks or Harveys right there. But if it's man-to-man, I would take my tight end on a linebacker all day. Yes, this is a very good route, but it's such a difficult throw between these two, and obviously the ball gets hit. So I thought he forwent his number 1 read, which should be right here. And it's 1 rat. So 1 rat tells you, hey, I have outside leverage on, and any in-breaking routes could work as long as it gets around that. So I want to see Shedeur's eyes start right here. That should be the number 1. If he doesn't throw this, then it's 1 to 2. Also doesn't help that your right tackle Conklin gets, see, he starts right there, but he starts right there taking this safety. Okay, but that's open, right? And he needs to take that. He doesn't. And I don't know how he completed this, but it was impressive. Major side. Let's see where his eyes are. I think his eyes are starting down the middle of the field to hold number 27. And by holding number 27, he's able to throw the seam. But I'm going to tell you right now, when they start this film review, everywhere I've been, that's just number 1. He goes on to number 2, and he'll learn. All right, 3rd and 14. Long distance. What's the number 1 thing you don't want to do? The number 1 thing you don't want to do on 3rd and 14, you're probably not going to get it, is you're on field goal range. You cannot take a sack no matter what. I don't care what it is. I don't care how it is. That's one thing you want to do. They start the tight end outside to see if it's man zone. We know it's zone, right? You're taking a shot. You can't do that. This might be the worst play of the game for him because he knows he's in field goal range, and he's trying to make a play. However, I actually really like this. You're going to motion in. You're going to run pretty much a hitch route. You're going to run a deep cross route, which is 18 to 22 over top of it. And then you're going to take the top of it with a post. That's an alert. This is number 1. This is number 2. You're trying to get, here's what you're trying to get. You're trying to get these 2 defenders to jump down on here. You're trying to take this post and have these 2 defenders go with it, and then you're trying to get this guy over here. However, this safety plays it well, and this play takes a long time to develop. And when you're doing that and you're feeling the pressure right there, right, he's going back all the way over here. You just need to throw that. I think this is that. Live to fight another day. Don't make a bad play worse, and that's something any rookie quarterback's going to struggle with. Let's see it from this view. All right. So that's the whole play concept. The deep cross has to beat this guy. Right. I wouldn't mind if you come back here and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to throw it to you. Okay. Or take a shot at the post, which you can't do. And even though they get, boom, boom, 75 has to stay connected a little bit better. That's a tough pass rush. You can't take a sack right there. All right. Let's see it from this view. Right. If you know he does early in the game, just throw it right there. Throw it right there. I know you're trying to, but look at where this guy's at. when you're trying to get him over the top, he needs to be over there. Just the route spacing and the combo. Ultimately, this falls on the quarterback. All right, next play right here, 2nd and 9, right? Got a 5-man front. Got to understand where this guy's at. Okay, is it cover 0? No, it's just quarters. It's the low quarters. They're begging him to only completion on this drive. They were running the heck out of the football. And this is a pretty simple route concept. When these guys are flat-footed, it just helps these guys get a lot more depth, meaning, hey, let's clear this out. Let's have this corner and go with a flat in there. You want this post to take away these two guys, and then you want this sloppy corner and go to get lost, right? You want to put this guy in peril, in conflict, excuse me. You look down here, and then you've got to make sure you throw this football before this corner sees the throw and falls off. These are the type of throws that make me think, hey, he has something in the NFL, because it's there. It's a great play design. Yes, all this stuff. But you see how he steps up in the pocket right there too? That's awesome. 27 is looking here, and then as soon as he goes out, he's like, hey, I got this post route, a perfectly called and executed play, and nice job by 44 getting in for Shadeur Sanders' 2nd touchdown. But I think the biggest thing, we'll see it from this view, the biggest thing I like about this is, one, all right, 3rd and 6, empty. I don't love empty versus this pass rush team. If it is, the ball has to come out. We got to do all this stuff. So you're getting into this trips bunch look, right? And there's really nothing here. I hate the route spacing and the combo. What I think is supposed to happen is you're supposed to clear this guy out. You want this one-on-one with this linebacker right here on this out. That's number 1. This dude who has to get over here, that's 18 yards, and this guy has a shallow cross. So you're bringing everything on this side of the field. I just think the route spacing here is not great, right? You can't throw that. I like it. You have to get over here, right? And you have to get over here. Look, he's already at the back of his drop. And these are the problem with these. And I don't really love it for anyone. A lot of teams do it. You're comboing 3-step footwork, with a 5-step drop. So that means you have to throw this on 1, 2, 3, note, or like a hitch, and then this isn't and hasn't had chance to develop. So watch this. 1, 2, 3. He hits his back foot. This shallow cross should be completed here. He's there. This deep cross should be completed here. He's there. You see what I'm saying? So it just takes a little bit longer to develop 3-step versus 5-step. I don't like it. Catch the ball. And I think that was why I wanted to break this down, is like, hey, there's a lot of teams that do it. You pair 3-step and you pair 5-step. And this could even be, say, hey, 7-step, because you really have to stretch your drop down to let this develop. These guys just aren't over here, right? And just catch the football. All right, next play right here. I just wanted to show this because I thought this was ridiculous. What are we doing, right? We're trying to go tush push, and then you're fumbling. This is really the game-changing moment. They get this ball. They end up scoring. Shedeur's like, what's going on? I mean, there's not a lot to break down right here. You have a tight end taking it, and I'm sure they practice it. They did all this stuff. This is why only the Eagles can run the tush push. I don't love this. I don't like a tight end under center taking a snap. And it just hits his hands. It just hits his hands. Watch right there. It just hits his hands and falls. And this is what changed the entire game. Can't have that. Can't have short fields. All right, next play, 3rd and 10, backed up. Man, just know when the journey's over, this is going to be very difficult to convert, right? Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that, right? And I think this is the one that Judy was a little upset about, because he is going out. He has a corner route right here. Judy's open. Like, he's open. This is a very, very much trust throw right here. And he's going to go across. It's literally 1 to 2. Just know on this, hey, it's 1 to 2. You have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hitch ball. And it's to the field. He has a strong enough arm, I think, to get it out there. He's already off him, though. He sees this. And anytime you see green grass, you got to let this one go. There's not a lot into it, right? You just got to let this one fly. And he takes a little bit of a weird drop. Let's see it from the back. So he's in between a 3 and a 5-step drop. This is a quick 5 or a big 3. Let's see it. 1, 2, 3. He almost ends it there, but then goes back there as well. He's seeing, and I get it, and rightfully so, he's seeing the rush. Like, this open. Oh my gosh, that's open. Dude, let that thing freaking rip. or throw the shallow cross. There's a lot of guys open in this point, right? His eyes have dropped and have started rush watching. And this is play 46 in the game. He's lucky this one got out of the end zone, but there's 2 guys open on that, right? Let's see his eyes. Let's just watch his eyes. And I think for the most part, through the first 2 games, his eyes were good, right? He's reading there. You should know number 2's right there. You see how they bend down and they're watching the rush. Just got to get better at that. Got to drill that one for sure. All right, next one's 2nd and 20. Couple more right here. 2nd and 20. Getting to a point where, hey, this game's getting out of hand. However, you start this, you do a comeback. He's going, and then you have this in route with this underneath shallow cross route. You got to push the ball down the field. You're worried about throwing interceptions a little bit. I get that. But when you have something like that, I think it should be a 5-step drop to get him in better rhythm, because he's there. He's 3-step drop, right? Timing up your drop to match your route. That dude's open. Freaking slang that thing, right? That's open in the NFL. So there's been 3 or 4 times right here where he's just, hey, decided to check it down. It's 2nd and 20. You know you're going to have 4 down over top. All right, 3rd and 16. Got 2 more plays. This is the very next play. When I say you got to push stuff down the field, you got to do it. They're playing this too high safety look. It's never good, right? And this is one I wanted to show because it seemed like the ball slipped or it floated. There's really not a lot of stuff open, right? He goes here, he goes here, he has a post. If you want to be super aggressive, you throw the post. I'm okay with not being super aggressive right here. I understand, hey, right? There's nothing open, right? Not there, not there, not there. This is when Shedeur's his best, was he can create in a... But at this point, you're finally taking shots down the field. You have to move the football down the field in terms of, hey, we got to take shots. We got to take it, right? 44 is open, though. 44 is open. Throw it, right? There's 3 or 4 or 5 times he's left completions on the field. All right, next play right here. Hey, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want this video and many others, head on over to my Patreon page. The link is in the description box below.